Welcome to this edition of Tiger Broadcast. I'm Tessa Shrout.
And I'm Madeline Stouffer.
In this edition, we'll give you an inside look at the bond that makes the Lee Summit High School softball team so successful.
We'll also get some information about bus safety, Junior Robotics League, and the winter sports.
All this and more on this edition of Tiger Broadcast.
Tiger Broadcast, take one.
There's one place in Lee Summit that most Lee Summit High School students may not know about. Reporter Melina Frazee and photographer Kelly Dower give us a behind-the-scenes look.
It's not fun to see what their issues or problems are, but it's fun to see them being resolved and that their lives are getting better.
Crittenton is a children's hospital located in Kansas City that not many people know about. Its focus is to keep families together during the rough times.
I decided to work here because I enjoy working with children, and I think the best time to be able to help people make changes that are needed are when they're younger.
Living at Crittenton was really uncomfortable and awkward at first, but then I got used to it after a while.
The staff at Crittenton try to make their patients safe. For Dr. Kathy Harms, it's what she lives for.
I like to work with kids, but I also work with their parents and families, and what we have found is that many times there are other things behind what the problems are.
Other things like emotional trauma. Regardless of their problems, the staff is ready to assist.
I really enjoyed the staff at Crittenton. They were nice and they were all interested in actually trying to help me.
Helping a child become comfortable in their own skin can be a slow process, but at Crittenton, it's a whole different story.
It's very fast-paced, especially on the hospital. The days go by very quickly. But during that time, we also are able to do a lot of work with a lot of children and families.
Staff helped me by being supportive and helping me get comfortable and overcoming my problems.
Most patients at Crittenton stay here day and night, but when it comes to the holidays, they get to be like everyone else.
So most of them have passes that they go home. Like for Thanksgiving and Christmas, they'll be most of them at home.
The goal for Crittenton is to improve the lives of others, no matter the circumstances.
I would recommend Crittenton because they help me cope with my feelings, and like if you're ever needing help, they'll be there to help you.
Reporting for Tiger Broadcast, I'm Melina Frazee.
Photographers Aubrey Burkholder and Melody Cox showcase the city that we know and love.
It's like the biggest small town there is. Big enough that you can do a lot of different things, but yet it's small enough that everything's close and convenient and easy to get to.
We just got here last night, so we did Boulevard Brewery Tour and here. So both things, loved them both so far.
Lee Summit High School has a lot to be proud of. However, one of our most outstanding departments are our sports teams, particularly our back-to-back state championship winning softball team. Photographers Keely Stoneking and Tessa Shrout hit us into this next story.
I started softball in 3rd grade. I was probably about 6 when I was 8.
Since 1st grade.
Since I was like 7 or 8.
Perseverance, teamwork, just commitment, always being there for each other. I mean, it teaches you a ton of things that you can't learn in just going to school.
And once I got so far into it, it was just too much fun to stop.
When I first started freshman year, it was completely different from senior year because
You know, you had some girls that were on the freshman team and some girls that were on JV, and then like a couple of us played varsity.
We were really good freshman year, and like all through my high school years, we've been really good.
We looked ahead of ourselves and we got really excited at some games, and that was our downfall. And so that's why when I went up to varsity, that was our main point, was just make sure you take one game at a time.
From my freshman year to this year, we have got, oh my goodness, so much better.
We were conference champions and not cocky, but kind of felt like we were going to go really far, and we ended up losing the first game of district, so I feel like we all matured from that.
And then junior year, going all the way to winning state, it was like, wow, we can do this. And then this year, ending my senior year with the state championship, it was just great. And I mean, it was such a difference from freshman year when I wasn't even on varsity to this year.
It was awesome just to know like that we were the first team to ever win a state championship for softball, and then to do it again was just amazing.
Knowing that going to state once is really amazing, but twice is kind of unheard of. So, I mean, it's kind of humbling also.
I definitely think the ball's going to carry out of high school. When you win 2 state championships with a team, that automatically bonds you even more. But from basically the beginning of the season to the end of the season, you're with them almost every day. So you gotta love each other.
We are just a bunch of silly people, but we love each other very much. Softball to me means something that I can go to get my mind off stuff. It's like my life. I don't know what I would do without it.
Softball has shaped who I am, and this sounds weird, but I want to thank softball for everything it's done for me. Photographers Gretchen Shackelford, Madeline Stouffer, and Ashley Ficken show us everything that the Junior Robotics League has to offer.
Everyone has ridden on a bus at some point in their life. However, there's a lot of controversy as to just how safe a bus actually is. Reporter Cassidy Starrett and photographer Taylor Clay bring us this next story.
I mean, I'll never forget that phone call. We were in the right lane, going down Wardrobe, and then all of a sudden we see him pass the school, and we're all just kind of like, hey, what's going on? Our bus driver cut off the truck, and then the truck switched lanes. I just remember looking to my left, and then I just remember feeling like the contact.
Lee Summit Police said the bus driver crashed with the truck while attempting to make a U-turn. 20 players were on the bus from Ray-Peck High School, and 13 of them were injured.
Some of them probably that were hurt more severe or more concussions. I mean, some of them are just now getting back to school. My daughter has a fracture. I don't know how long that's going to take. These concussions are really serious, and it's affecting a lot of the girls.
The National Highway Safety Administration states that from 2001 to 2010, there were a total of 1,300 fatal school transportation crashes. Crosby Smith, along with others, debate why buses don't have seatbelts.
It's a good idea. I figured you could be safe on a bus, but obviously not. Before, I hadn't really thought much about it. After the accident, I would say that it could probably save lives and injuries if there was an accident. You put your seatbelt on in cars, so what's the difference between a bus and a car?
Well, I don't know that it's necessary. It'd be a lot of work because you can't make sure that every student has a seatbelt on. If they have them in the bus, it'd be really hard.
In this particular case, I think the seatbelts might have done more harm. If they would have been stuck in that seat, I'm afraid that the injuries might have been worse.
Seatbelts or not, bus drivers still keep student safety a top priority.
Well, depending on the rain or snow, you just have to slow down and take things a little easier, especially with snow. And since snow's coming, we need to be a little more cautious. Make sure that we're not driving over snow banks and things like that. So we do have to be real careful.
You should want to keep them safe and do everything possible to keep them safe.
Reporting for Tiger Broadcast, this is Cassidy Starrett.
Up next, we'll hand it off to Eric Graves with Tiger Sports.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Tiger Sports. I'm Eric Graves. We're going to do things a little bit differently on this show. As you can see behind me, the TBTV8 sports staff has set up a press conference for each of the 4 winter coaches. Coach Little of boys basketball, Coach Crawford of girls basketball, Coach McGovern of wrestling, and Coach Darmitzel of girls swimming. Each of the coaches are going to be asked questions about their sport. First up, Coach Little of boys basketball.
What are this year's team's strengths and weaknesses?
I think we have a lot of experience coming back. We returned 7 letter winners from last year's team. We're going to shoot the ball well. We're going to handle the ball well. We're going to play good defense, but we're going to give up some things on size. We're trying to kind of find ways to hide and mask that. Weaknesses, I think we still have some guys that need to figure out how they're going to play. We're going to play shorthanded a little bit early in the year. We still have some guys that are trying to learn their role.
After a district championship and being 1 game away from the trip to Columbia, what are you doing this year to go further?
Well, I think you're always trying to be better. One of the words that we like to use is beyond. We like to go beyond where we've been before, push ourselves beyond what's comfortable, keep trying to go beyond what the expectation. We don't think about it as far as trying to get to state. We don't think about it trying to win a district championship. We really try to get back to the basics of trying to get better every day. And really try to have our guys step up and become better players. At the end of the day, we want to do the things right. We want to play defense the way we want to play it, but kids make plays, and so we got to put our kids in position to make plays and make sure they have the skills to do so.
Up next, wrestling with Coach McGovern.
After a conference champ last year, what are you doing to win again this year?
First time having a conference championship in 18 years was pretty special. We want to do it again this year, but it's not our ultimate goal. What we do is we're trying to get everybody ready up until the districts, because that's what matters most. That's where you want to, everybody's goal is to place at state, get to state, and then place there.
Where does leadership come from on your team?
Well, we always look to our seniors for leadership. Our group of seniors this year is not very vocal. I mean, Austin Jones, Brady Daniels, Trey Broker, Nick Probst, those aren't exactly the yelling type of guys. We've got more seniors this year than we've ever had, and that helps a lot because those younger kids look up to those seniors, and our seniors are actually, they really want to help our younger guys.
I know you mentioned about the team goals already, but can you kind of go in depth about what they are for this year, like other than preparing for the duels?
Our overall goal is we want to have a full team of good wrestlers, and we're coming a long way towards that. We got to get our younger guys better, and that's always a challenge because one thing in wrestling that you need to be successful is just experience and time. Coming into that practice room ready to get better, being coachable. And if we do that, we're going to be really good at the end of the year.
Up next, girls basketball with Coach Crawford.
In your 3rd year as head coach, what are you doing to ensure that the team keeps improving?
We put a lot of work into the summer. We get 25 contact days, so during the summer, mainly the month of June, we do a lot of weights and conditioning. We play in a lot of tournaments, do a lot of individual work, and my practices aren't easy. So every single day, the girls have to come in, we do a lot of ball handling. I have the basic skills, but then we have to adjust throughout the season. So just everyday hard work.
What kind of production are you hoping to get from Claire Locke, who is a freshman on varsity?
Claire's a starter so far this year, so she has a big role just in that in itself. Playing defense, she needs to be one of those key people that I know that will come in and play really hard defense every day. I need her to be a big offensive threat as well. She's done a great job so far.
Who is your biggest competitor on your schedule this year?
I think any Lee Summit school is a tough matchup just because it's within the city, so all of those games are pretty tough, and we played them several times. Truman this year, who, looking at our schedule, we played them first. It was a hard-fought game. We lost that. And then they're in our districts, and then we could see them 2 more times this year. So they're going to be a tough matchup for us.
Up next, girls swimming with Coach Darmitzel.
After not having the state performance you expected from the girls last year, what are you doing this year to make sure they peak at state?
To answer, we got to go back several weeks. The issue isn't what happens at state, it's when do they qualify for state. The big focus will be qualifying by our 8th week at the Columbia, Missouri Invite. If the girls aren't qualified by then, they're probably going to have to qualify and at the conference meet, which is week 13. And it's really hard to come back and swim really fast 2 weeks later at the state competitions.
Who are you looking to step up after losing 2 record holders, Sydney Drew and Georgia Gettys?
Yeah, they are going to be hard to replace. They were good swimmers, hard workers, brought a lot to our team. But the great thing is we took a lot of girls to state last year, and if they didn't swim, they were alternates, and so they know how fast this sport is in the state of Missouri. Got some other girls, a new freshman, Caroline Francis Cato, who's ready to swim really fast after all the work that she's done. First practices, you could see it on them. They want to get faster this year. They're working for it. So I just think all around these girls are ready to improve.
We look forward to seeing what our winter athletes will accomplish. Be sure to follow us at TBTV8 Sports on Twitter to stay connected with all winter sports.
Also be sure to check out www.tigerbroadcast.com for sports, packages, short films, and more. Once again, I'm Madeline Stouffer.
And I'm Tessa Shrout. Have a great winter vacation.